Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Heather reflected on her recent night of passion with Daniel as she dressed. Daniel entered the room and things became a little awkward. Daniel inquired, "What happens now?" Heather replied, "What do you want to happen?" Heather told Daniel that she wanted to know how he felt after they had just made love and what it meant to him. Daniel said he made mistakes in Savannah and had tried to forget everything he had lost. Heather informed Daniel that she was all about the present and the future. Daniel said Lily deserved more from him. Heather reminded Daniel that he had said he wasn't yet in love with Lily. Daniel told Heather that he valued her honesty in telling him exactly what she wanted. "It's me. I'm having trouble respecting myself right now," Daniel admitted. Heather continued to plead her case. "We've been in love for many years. We have a child. We need to see if we have a chance," Heather told Daniel. She questioned Daniel about what he had with Lily versus what he had shared and could share again with her. Heather told Daniel that she felt as close to him as ever, and that it was wonderful. Daniel couldn't dispute that it felt nice to him, but he also said that he'd never consider him and Heather being together again. Heather stated she couldn't be around Daniel without wanting to be with him. Daniel joked that he wasn't a jerk anymore. Heather told Daniel that she liked him so much that she would let him buy her a late lunch with no conditions attached. Abby asked Devon in his office whether he could hire her or add her to the Chancellor Winter's board of directors, as she had recommended, to help protect the company from Tucker McCall. Devon informed Abby that he had also considered having her join Chancellor Winters. Devon claimed that Abby would add a lot to the company besides another line of defense against Tucker, including good business counsel, honesty, and the capacity to tell Devon when he was wrong about anything. Abby told Devon it would be an honor to add to their son's legacy. Devon told Abby that he intended to recommend she be added to the board of directors, but he wanted to have a solid strategy in place before pitching the idea to Lily, Jill, and Billy. Devon invited Abby to lunch. Jack and Nikki arrived to the Abbott residence. Nikki admitted to drinking a few drinks and requested Jack to accompany her to an AA meeting. "Absolutely," Jack agreed, but added that they needed to phone Victor first. Nikki objected. No. Don't do that," she pleaded with Jack. Jack questioned Nikki about why she didn't want Victor to know what had transpired. Nikki described her slip-up as minor as these things can be. Jack acknowledged that Nikki's decision to stop herself and get assistance was a step forward, but he warned that keeping Victor in the dark would include lies, cover-ups, and brushing problems under the rug, all of which were what kept addicts addicted. Nikki told Jack that Victor's continual checking in on her was driving her insane. Jack mentioned that it made it more difficult for Nikki to sneak a sip. "It makes me feel claustrophobic and ashamed," Nikki explained. She told Jack that she despised the idea that, after so many years, her sobriety remained a problem. Nikki informed Jack that Victor had suggested a getaway for Nikki and himself. Jack suggested that a fresh setting would lead to a new viewpoint, but Nikki realized she would simply be carrying her addiction with her. Nikki informed Jack that her meetings and support were in Genoa City. Jack reminded Nikki that she needed a new sponsor, and that Victor wouldn't mind. Nikki said, "But he wouldn't want it to be you." Nikki told Jack that she didn't want to start again with a new sponsor because it would mean telling her story again and building trust with a new individual. "No, Jack. I need you to get me out of this nightmare," Nikki insisted. Jack expressed gratitude for Nikki's faith in him. She asked if he could believe she knew how everything had to happen and that they needed to make sure Victor never found out, but Jack was suspicious. "I'll just tell him I found a different sponsor," she said. "Okay, good. We'll just continue the lie." "Deceit is part of the disease," Jack informed Nikki. Nikki told Jack that finding a new sponsor would be too stressful for her, so he decided to do it her way for now. Jack informed Nikki that he suspected someone had forced alcohol on her, but he didn't know all the circumstances. Nikki added that some of the ordeal had been so harrowing that she had decided to spare Lauren many specifics. Nikki informed Jack about the newest member of the Newman family, as well as the circumstances of what had happened in Oregon. She described her experience with an IV vodka drip and how, once she identified what was going on, she realized Jordan knew precisely what she was doing. Jack recalled the anguish he'd watched as Victoria and Cole mourned what they thought was the death of their child. Jack pointed out that it could take years to repair Claire's psyche, and that it would be more difficult for Nikki to do all this while still dealing with her own recovery. "I will be with you every step of the way," Jack told Nikki. Nikki told Jack that she went to the hospital to see Claire because she wanted to be alone with her, not knowing whether she would feel pity or wrath or whether she would trust Claire's promises about wanting to get better. Jack inquired about Nikki's takeaways from the visit. Nikki compared Claire to someone who had been drugged and fed lies her entire life, claiming Victoria and Cole had abandoned her and the Newman family had rejected her. Nikki stated about Jordan, "She is evil incarnate." Jack was encouraged by Nikki's empathy for Claire. Nikki believed that forgiveness would come one day, but when Claire broke down, she couldn't bring herself to hug her granddaughter. Nikki told Jack that she felt guilty and upset, followed by self-pity for being in the situation at all. Nikki revealed that as soon as she left Claire's room, the memories of the kidnapping overpowered her, which is why she wanted a drink. Jack informed Nikki that calling him had been a very positive step, and that he would be accessible to her at any time. Nikki requested Jack to swear that he would not tell Victor anything. Jack agreed. Nikki thanked him and intended to have her driver drive her back to the property. Victoria thanked Victor for their conversation and for trusting her judgment. Victor confirmed that if everything goes well, he will take Claire into the Newman family. Adam and Nick went in and heard the end of that conversation. Has Claire's situation changed? And what precisely does accept her into the family mean? Adam asked. "Butt out," Victoria replied. She told Adam that he had no right to ask questions or express an opinion because he knew absolutely nothing about Claire. Adam insisted he knew enough to be concerned for their father and Victoria. Adam was thinking, is it that impossible that I would want to protect the family from outside harm? Victoria responded, says the outsider who's always trying to claw his way back in. Nikki desperate for help? Face screaming in fear who she calls will stun you. YNR bombshell. Nikki breaks down crying face reaches out to a shocking ally. Young and the restless. YNR shocker, Nikki makes a cry for help, but is it already too late? Nikki's secret call for help astonished face the one person she never thought she'd need. Breaking, Nikki begs for help Brokenheart who shows up will leave you speechless, YNR. Nikki's private struggle exposed. Face screaming in fear reaches out before it's too late, YNR recap. YNR stunner, Nikki reaches out, and triggers a chain reaction in Genoa City. Nikki's cry for help sends Shockwave's bomb who comes to her rescue. YNR spoilers. Nikki in crisis. Fearful face her emergency plea changes everything, Young and the restless. Unexpected ally answers Nikki's call for help telephone receiver YNR's most surprising twist yet.